Dear friends, the Gospel of the day tells us about the request made by apostles James and John to be seated at the right and left of Jesus in his kingdom. Apparently it looks to be a very good request. To be close to Jesus in his kingdom to come. What a noble dream. But to understand the severity of it, we need to read it together with the previous passage. The preceding passage, Mark 10:32 to 34, is about the third passion prediction of Jesus. Jesus tells them in unambiguous terms, "Behold, we are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be handed over to the chief priests and the scribes, who will mock him, spit upon him, scourge him, and put him to death." And what is the response of the disciples? They are bargaining as to who should get the place of prime importance. Just imagine if a father were to call his sons and tell them one day that there are some people plotting an attack on him and that they are planning to kill him. And how would that father feel if two of his sons come and ask him to hand over his bank balance, and the others are debating about who should be having which plot of land the father possesses? That's what the disciples apparently did. Jesus asked James and John, "Are you able to drink the cup that I am about to drink?" In a very careless manner they reply, "Yes, we can." It is then that Jesus calls them and instructs them about authentic discipleship. Discipleship is not about sitting at the right and left of Jesus. It's about becoming like Jesus. Now, becoming like Jesus includes three things. First, becoming like Jesus means to serve others. Jesus says, "The Son of Man has come to serve, not to be served." And the aim of this service is to help bring people closer to God. The first reading ends with a verse from the 4th servant song of Isaiah, "Through his suffering, my servant shall justify many." Secondly, becoming like Jesus include readily accepting the inevitable sufferings that come as part of discipleship. It is about drinking the chalice of suffering, being ready to be scourged, spat upon, ridiculed, and even killed. Thirdly, becoming like Jesus include living in hope. It is to believe that the crucifixion will be succeeded by resurrection. The sufferings of this world does not take away our confidence nor make us pessimistic. It is to hope that all our sufferings will ultimately have a happy end. Thus, in a world which seeks often positions of honor, power, and prestige, may we live to become like Jesus. Let us try in this coming week, in our own capacity as teachers, social workers, public servants, parents, etc., to be of service to others than lord it over them. Let us stand for Christ and Christian values and suffer joyfully if we have to endure ridicule and opposition. And let us not lose the joy, hope, and optimism in our life, because as Pope Francis reminds us in his recent encyclical Gaudete et Exsultate, hard times may come when the cross casts its shadow, yet nothing can destroy the supernatural joy, because when everything is said and done, we know we are infinitely loved by a good God. May God bless us all. Amen.